Hello, you. It's me. And I've been noticing a lot of channels um, showing how Gypsy copies her sister Mia. Whether it's a day in the life video, how I get up, wake up, how, clothing, how I shop. Um, Gypsy seems to emulate Mia's videos a lot. And to me, it just shows how Gypsy has no original ideas. You can see this in a lot of things that she did. For example, her art thing that I think her stepmother Christy had done some kind of art thing, and she saw someone else do it, even stole the name to show off this amazing artwork that she's doing. But it was all copied. It seems like everything that she does is not an original idea. She sees something that she likes and then she copies it. She sees someone that she admires and feels really jealous of and wants to do what they do, but do it better. Although I don't even think she aspires to do better. I think she just wants to do it too. Look at me, I can be cool too. Look at me, I can be skinny too. Look at me, I can cook too. I can take care of my so-called little baby Aurora. I can be a mommy blogger like all the other mommy bloggers, but I'm better because I'm better known. I don't know. I don't know what goes on in Gypsy's head, but I do know that everything that we've seen her do, all these little tangents that she goes on and try to regain that immediate surgeons that she had in popularity when she first got out of prison, before all of us knew who she really was. And it made me think. She planned to murder her mother for over 4 years by her own admission of some kind of a dagger situation. And of course, we know about the BB gun, to prove that she was equal to her mother now, that baby and honey, baby could be dangerous. It's like, yeah, we get it. Um, why would she have to prove that to her mother? I don't understand. There was some kind of game at play there. But Gypsy is not an originator. So where did she get this idea? Where did she get the idea that killing her mother would make her life so much better? Where and let's be real. The first two attempts that she did try to at least harm her mother, didn't kill her at that point, were bad attempts. It was just maybe violent rage coming out, but they weren't good attempts and they weren't planned. So why was Nick Godejohn planned? She seemed to follow some kind of a thing to teach him to kill her mother, and how it would be a good idea. Manipulate him, absolutely. But was this her own original idea? This is where I can't help but think that Dan and Ace had something to do with it. Because Gypsy, although she's a good manipulator, she loves to pin people against each other and all that, she's not original. how did how did she think to do something like mail the murder weapon to Nick's home? I I don't know. There's something fishy about that. The more that I think about it, the more that I think she could not have planned this all herself. I don't think she did. She copies everything and everyone. Everything, whether it's her hair, whether it's her clothing, whether it's her hobbies. So, where did she get this inspiration to off her mother? And why? Because we have all speculated as to why she did it. I think Barbara Ann had one of the better ideas, straight out of context, that when she has stolen money from her mother and medication, I believe as well, her mother reported it as being stolen to the police, and she was fearful that her mother might report her or that they might find out. But her mother did not report her 2 attempts at hurting her, including the BB gun incident. Her mother didn't report her, she protected her. So that might not have been the reason. But what would be the reason? You know, she just, I mean, I have always thought that she just, Dee Dee was getting very ill and not being able to take care of Gypsy the way that she wanted. In Gypsy's own words, you know, she just existed and Dee Dee did everything else. I think Dee Dee being ill, she couldn't do as much for Gypsy as Gypsy demanded, and she just wanted to get rid of her because she thought it would be easier. Then she could have the house to herself and do whatever she wants. You know, get all the dicks she wants. I think that's a pretty legitimate reason for Gypsy. But all the planning that she did, where did she get those ideas from? That's what I'm curious about. Because, like I said, she's not an originator. I don't think anything she's ever done was original. I mean, even if you listen to, like, for example, the music that she wrote for Ken, none of those were original thoughts or ideas. They just weren't. You know, it was pretty hokey. It, no, what has she done that's original? Her makeup isn't original. Her uh trying to be a workout channel, that wasn't original. The moves that she made weren't original. The dances that she did were copies of someone else. So how would she be able to think it up? Put so much time and effort into it, into so many specifics that I don't think she would have cared about, to be honest with you. She's one of those people, she's very impulsive. Yes, she manipulates too, but she's also very impulsive, which is why I had always thought that Dee Dee was already gone before Nick got there, because she just wanted it done. She wanted to make sure it got done. And she obviously has a violent streak, or she wouldn't have shot her mother 10 times with a BB gun. But she obviously didn't really think that one out. So how did she suddenly be able to plan this whole thing out? I don't think she did that alone. I don't. And sure, she could have read stuff, researched it, but Gypsy's also a lazy fuck. We know that too. So who helped her plan it out? Sorry. I'm tired. I'm not speaking clearly. I apologize. But this has been on my mind for a while. She doesn't have original thoughts or ideas. So whose plan was she following? Because could it really have been her own plan? She wanted her mother gone. Yeah. But that plan, even if it didn't go maybe as it should have, was still a fairly elaborate plan. More so than I think Gypsy is capable of coming up on her own. So who helped her plan it? Who inspired her? How did she get all the ideas that she got? Like mailing the knife and um how did she plan all that out? It's very curious. Cuz like I said, I don't think she could have done that herself. Maybe she did. It's possible. But going from chasing her mother around the house and shooting her 10 times with BB guns, all right? With a BB gun, not planned out, very impulsive, very last minute, boom, 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 okay, to planning out a plan to get Nick Godejohn in on it so that she could set him up to take the fall. Did she really think of that herself? I don't know. What do you think? Do you think Gypsy would be capable enough to come up with any kind of elaborate plan? I mean, obviously, having Nick take the fall, yes. But did she really come up with that idea herself? That's what makes me think about Dan and Ace. Because it's certainly Ace. I don't know Dan well. I don't know Ace either. But from the history I've heard about Ace, I could see him planning that. I could see him doing something elaborate like that. If you hear about the other very suspicious case where a girlfriend or a friend that was a girl, her mother dying under very suspicious circumstances, apparently getting a blow to the face with a pew-pew, and then I can't remember the rest, but it was kind of an elaborate death. That makes me think that Gypsy might not have planned it. Maybe he did. Or somebody. I don't know. You tell me what you think about that. Is she smart enough to plan out something like that, knowing how lazy and impulsive she is? It just makes this case, to me, break open a lot wider. But please, you tell me your thoughts and ideas. What do you think? I would love to read them, and maybe we could explore this, a little bit more. Because I'm starting to have my doubts about that. I really am. I mean, the obvious impulsivity that she has brought in the past couple years, and the stupid things she does, the obvious manipulations, they're very clear cut. Once you spot them, you can't unsee them. She's not capable even of covering up for things now. She can bully, she can try to change what's being said, but it doesn't change the truth. And her pathetic attempts to change the narrative is what makes me think she couldn't have planned that elaborate plan to set Nick up for the murder of her mother. Anyway, I keep repeating myself. I apologize for that. But little bits of information start coming to my brain and I want to say more. But yeah, tell me what you think. Thank you so much for listening. And that's all I got to say.